Letting go doesn't always mean releasing people. Sometimes it means releasing noise, releasing distractions, releasing the endless pull of the world that keeps your mind fragmented and exhausted. In a time where everyone is connected, almost no one is truly present. We scroll, we swipe, we react, but rarely do we think deeply. And somewhere along the way, we lost the ability to sit quietly with our own mind. This is where our story begins. You're watching the universe of book, the place where wisdom meets storytelling, and books become bridges to a better, calmer, wiser life. Here, we don't just summarize books. We translate ideas into inner transformation. Deep Work by Cal Newport is not just a book about focus. It is a mirror held up to modern life. It reveals an uncomfortable truth. We are busy, but not meaningful, connected, but not productive, informed, but not wise. The book introduces a powerful idea that the ability to focus deeply, without distraction, is becoming rare at the exact moment it is becoming most valuable. And those who master this skill will quietly separate themselves from the rest of the world. Imagine a person walking through life carrying an old, heavy suitcase. They take it everywhere, to work, to relationships, to quiet moments meant for rest. The suitcase feels important, essential. They believe it's full of valuable things. But over time, the weight becomes unbearable. One day, exhausted, they finally open it, only to realize it's empty. The suitcase was never carrying anything real, only habits, noise, fear of missing out. This suitcase is our distracted mind, and deep work teaches us how to finally put it down. Cal Newport explains that deep work is the ability to focus without distraction on a cognitively demanding task. It is the kind of work that creates new value, improves skill, and is hard to replicate. Yet most of our days are spent in shallow work. Emails, notifications, meetings, scrolling, reacting. Shallow work feels productive, but it leaves us empty. Deep work feels demanding, but it leaves us fulfilled. Why do we cling to shallow work? Because it feels safe. Distraction protects us from silence. Notifications protect us from boredom. Constant input protects us from facing our own thoughts. The mind fears stillness because stillness reveals truth. And so we keep ourselves busy, not to achieve more, but to avoid feeling uncomfortable. The cost of this constant distraction is invisible but enormous. Our attention becomes fractured. Our thinking becomes shallow. Our creativity weakens. We feel tired even when we haven't done anything meaningful. The book explains that every time we switch tasks, our brain pays a price. Focus is not something you turn on instantly. It is something you sink into slowly. And every interruption pulls you back to the surface. Deep work, on the other hand, is like diving beneath the waves. At the surface, the ocean is noisy and chaotic. But the deeper you go, the quieter it becomes. Calm, still, powerful. In that depth, you can finally create something real. But reaching that depth requires discipline. It requires letting go. Letting go of constant availability. Letting go of the need to respond immediately. Letting go of the illusion that multitasking makes you efficient. Newport introduces the idea that deep work is not just a productivity tool. It is a meaningful life philosophy. When you focus deeply, you respect your time. You respect your mind. You respect your potential. You stop living reactively and start living intentionally. The book emphasizes that focus is a skill, not a personality trait. It can be trained. Just like muscles grow under resistance, concentration grows when it is challenged. But this training requires rituals, boundaries, structure. You must decide when you will work deeply, where you will work deeply, and how long you will stay there. Without structure, distraction always wins. Newport also warns us about the danger of busyness as a form of laziness. Being busy allows us to avoid asking difficult questions. Are we doing meaningful work? Are we growing? Are we living intentionally? Shallow work gives us the comfort of movement without progress. One of the most powerful lessons in deep work is the idea of embracing boredom. The modern mind is addicted to stimulation. The moment boredom appears, we escape into screens. But boredom is not an enemy, it is a gateway. When you resist the urge to escape boredom, you train your mind to stay. And staying is where focus begins. The book also challenges the culture of social media and constant connectivity. Newport does not argue that technology is evil. He argues that it must be used intentionally. If a tool does not clearly support what you deeply value, it should not dominate your attention. Attention is life. What you focus on becomes your reality. Deep work also brings a sense of craftsmanship. When you give your full attention to a task, you begin to care about quality, about depth, about excellence. Work becomes meaningful, not because it is easy, but because it demands the best of you. And in that demand, you rediscover pride, purpose, and self-respect. As the book unfolds, a quiet truth emerges. A focused life is a peaceful life. When your attention is not constantly pulled in every direction, your mind rests. Anxiety fades. Clarity grows. You stop feeling behind because you are finally present. Now return to the image of the suitcase. Imagine setting it down. Imagine your hands free. Imagine your mind no longer fragmented by constant noise. That is what deep work offers. Not more pressure, but more presence. Not more speed, but more depth. In a world addicted to distraction, choosing focus is a radical act. It is an act of self-respect. It is a form of letting go of what drains you, so you can give yourself fully to what matters. As we reach the end of this journey, take a moment. Breathe. Ask yourself, what deserves my deepest attention? What am I willing to let go of so I can live and work with intention? The answers may not come immediately, and that's okay. Silence is part of the process. Because a meaningful life is not built by reacting to everything. It is built by focusing on what truly matters. And that is the power of deep work. If you found value in this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share so more people can learn the art of focused, intentional living.